Good news. The 10th Doctor is still so sorry. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. The Impossible Planet has two significant firsts in the history of Doctor Who. First and foremost, this is the story that introduces the Ood as an alien species. And what a great creation they are. They're first introduced as a mildly telepathic, empathetic, voluntarily slave race. And what a great creature design they have. And the amazing thing is, in the initial script, these weren't supposed to be Ood. The original intention was to bring back the Slitheen in the part of the slave creatures. Not necessarily the Slitheen family itself, but another group of residents from Rexicoricofallapatorius who have been entered into slavery. But Russell T Davies found that the Slitheen kept stealing the focus of the show. By having the Slitheen there, it seemed like they were going to be the big bad, and it took away from the main thrust of the survival of the human explorers, the astronauts in this story. And that, coupled with the fact that it was going to cost just as much to repair the damaged Slitheen costumes from the previous season as it would be to create an entirely new alien costume, they decided to go with the Ood, a brand new creation, and what will become a recurring and significant race throughout the rest of modern Doctor Who. Now, the other big first is a little bit more subtle, but it's still pretty dang cool. This is the story that introduces the specific spacesuit design that gets used frequently for pretty much the remainder of the modern series. It gets used throughout the 10th, 11th, and 12th Doctor's eras. And although I don't recall seeing it during the 13th Doctor era, it would not surprise me to see it show up as well. It's a great spacesuit design. David Tennant looks fantastic in it, and it makes for a great recurring design motif. Now, going back to the Ood for just a moment, it's worth noting that it's ultimately revealed that the Ood come from the Ood sphere, which is the neighboring planet to the Sense sphere, home of the Sensorites from way back in the first Doctor era. And it makes sense, whether intentionally or not. The Ood design is very reminiscent of the Sensorite design, with the addition of mouth tentacles, but other than that, they do look like sister species, and it's just a great bit of nod to the classic series that really made Russell T Davies excel as a showrunner. So that wraps it up for today. Tomorrow I move on to the second half of this story, The Satan Pit, which will turn out to have an interesting tie back to another classic Doctor Who story, State of Decay. But I'll get there tomorrow. I'll see you then.